Boulevard have been removed in an attempt to ease traffic, but now there's a new issue popping up at those intersections: pedestrian safety.
Our Taylor Deckert has been pushing for answers on how the city plans to address this new concern.
Some residents on the west side use the crosswalks to get to work or exercise and get across town.
What pedestrians have to keep in mind too is when they don't cross at the crosswalks or at the intersections where it's safer for them to do so, they take some of that risk and liability on themselves, and as there's no protection for them against traffic coming.
An increase of pedestrian traffic can be seen at West 3rd and Hamilton, where a crosswalk once was but is now blocked with barricades. I sat down with Mayor Pro Temp Dan Moore. He was one of the council members who voted no to the stoplight removal back in November when the data was presented to the council.
3-2 vote, the majority rules, so I'm supportive of what we did as a council. That's just my philosophy. We took the vote. But I'm still following up on those concerns.
Those concerns include emergency vehicle access for 3rd and 4th Street and public safety. I pushed for answers on what the council is doing to address the concerns.
We need to look hard at directing pedestrian traffic to West 4th Street. I know that's going to be a block out of the way, but safety is important. We have to make sure our crosswalks are clearly marked at all times.
This has been an issue growing for several weeks.
The intersection at West 3rd and Hamilton is a significant change, and that's something I believe that city engineering will take a look at.
The city was not available for an interview, but shared in a statement on this topic that said the barricade at West 3rd and Hamilton Boulevard will remain up until next year. There are crosswalks at West 3rd and Hamilton Boulevard going northbound and southbound. Pedestrian traffic is encouraged to cross Hamilton Boulevard at West 4th Street. During our observations at this intersection, some residents do follow the new rules and walk to a different crosswalk, but others take a risk.
Cars are kind of coming up that slope. You can't really see that well to pull out to make a left-hand turn to go north. I can see the argument.
Speed is a big factor when dodging traffic. It was a big part of the 90-day study done before the stoplight removal.
What we find is when there's more frequent stops, cars end up having a higher end speed because they go faster to try to get to that next intersection. By removing some of these lights, it'll alleviate some of those issues and make it a little easier for people to transit through Hamilton and not have some of these issues where people speed up really fast to try to get to the next light, and they can just maintain a more controllable, decent speed.
According to Dan Moore, the topic of safety after the removal of these traffic lights is still in discussion and being brought to City Council. Jaywalking happens at multiple intersections in the city. Moore made the recommendation that because they took the signage away protecting pedestrians, a new solution may need to come into play.
We may want to look at maybe a yellow blinking light for caution for motorists to be on the watch out for pedestrians, because we certainly don't want to create a problem.
Reporting in Sioux City, Taylor Deckert, Siouxland News.
Police add that at this point they won't be ticketing jaywalkers, but will give out warnings as a precaution.